to an updated Easter egg guide of the Eisendrache Easter egg on Black Ops 3 Zombies. This video will have two parts. The first part is a round by round section of what you need to do for each step, full of tips and tricks if it's your first time doing this Easter egg, or you're just a classic player that wants to get into doing Easter eggs. And I also have a no-nonsense version that I'll just be going over steps, so if you need to remember one, I recommend you skip to the no-nonsense part of this guide. It's going to be quick, simple, and right to the point. But boys, if you guys want tips and tricks, then I recommend you watch the first half. But boys, this Easter egg is going to be great for you guys to start with because it's going to be your first gate worms beside the giants. So if you guys want to get into the Easter eggs, I recommend you start with this one first, especially for Black Ops 3 Zombies. I'm going to be doing this now. That's right. Every single Saturday, I will be posting an Easter egg guide, that being BO3, BO4, and IW Zombies. So boys, without further ado, let's go and get into the setup for the round by round Easter eggs. Since we're not using Mega Gobblegums, we're going to be using In Plain Sight and Anywhere But Here for safety precautions. And the most important one of them all, Danger Closest. Just run this. You'll know why later. Alchemical Antithesis, just in case you run out of ammo, and a gobblegum of your choice. So, Danger Close is going to be very useful during the boss fights. So let's go and hop into it. On round 1, you just want to stay in the starting room, maybe hit the gobblegum machine and get the tram going. And round 2, you also probably just want to stay inside the spawn room as well. Now, you're going to want to keep your MR6 because it's very, very important during this run because we need the death and taxes for the boss fight. So if you can, keep it. But I did not keep mine in my game. On round 3, you're going to want to head up this little ramp here to the first dragon. Now, you can pick up a shield piece here as well. So, the first shield piece is going to go right on the right after you open up the gate door on this crate here. Then if you take a left going up these stairs, it'll be against this crate right here. And as well next to this power door next to this stair as well right here. Then you should kill a zombie in front of this statue dragon right here. It should then turn solid. And then you have to kill 7 zombies. And then they should hopefully go into this, the dragon's mouth. But you have to wait a little bit after you kill them. Kind of like the dogs from Mob. But after you kill the zombies in the round, if the dragon has been destroyed, and then make your way through the castle. Hopefully you will have enough points for this door right here. Then you should go up and turn the power on. As soon as you go through this door right here, turn right, you should see a pack-a-punch machine part. Go ahead and activate that. Now we're going to get the next shield piece. The first piece for the shield is going to be right beside this dead radio man right there. The next piece, if you go right down the stairs, it'll be against these barrels right here like it was in my game. Then if you just go straight across on this little box right here in the lights, it should be right there for you to collect. Now we're going to head into the church. Round 4 is the most important round of this egg. I recommend you maximize points with your MR6 and then take out 1 zombie each time with the RK5 if you bought that, or another weapon. So basically if a zombie's out of the train, you should just go and shoot him with your RK5 instead of just bursting into the horde. After that dragon is fed, you're going to come into the undercroft area past this knight right here, and then you're probably going to want to try and turn on 3 of the 4 tiles, but you don't have to right now. Then we're going to try and feed this dragon on the wall right here. If you just so happen to end the round accidentally, that's okay, but the dog rounds have a chance to appear on round 5, 6, or 7. Now this is a problem, but it's okay if a dog round happens. Just try and get this dragon fed. We're just trying to get it fed at the end of round 4. If you maximize zombies, that should be fine. While you're down here, go ahead and turn on this pack-punch piece right here. Then go ahead and collect your juggernaut, which should be right here beside spawn. Then go up beside the knight that we went to come down here and pick up the Wrath of the Ancient's bow. Now you're going to come up here because we're going for a specific bow that's just best in general for the boss fight and the future step. Then shoot this little wind vane right here. It should then spin around constantly and then spew out an arrow at the bottom of this little thing right here. Then we're going to go over this ledge right here beside the clock tower and aim right about where I'm aiming, or at least somewhat near there. Fire your bow with a charged shot, and then it should light this bonfire. The next one, we're going to try and look out right beside the console right here. Aim up a little bit, fire it. If it misses, try to aim higher or lower depending on where it went. Just make sure the bonfire is kind of in your reticle sight, and then shoot it again. If that one lights on fire, nice job. Head back to the undercroft and come to this little teleporter room right here. Use the teleporter, teleport to the rocket pad. Then if you look to your right, you will see your own very bonfire. Go ahead and light that one more time, and you should get an indication on the top left of your screen with your character icon showing that we've completed this step. We're gonna leave for now. We'll come back in the future though. But now you're going to need to activate that final tile, and now we're also going to look for a shield part. The shield part can either spawn above this Pack-a-Punch pad right here, or just right to the right of that one on this wall above the teleporter room, and also on this keeper's arm beside the crafting bench up here. Try to pick that up, and then you're going to want to run across about 4 pads inside the undercroft. If you run on the wall and don't try to jump or anything, do anything fancy, it should be a-okay. But run across the 4 pads. If you fail, it's okay. You can just retry again. Nothing goes wrong. You'll just hear a bow noise. If you do it correctly, you'll hear an indicator noise, and as well as another icon will pop up in the top left of your screen. You're doing great right now. We almost got our own bow, which is the first step. We got 3 urns around the map. The first one is in the clock tower right beside where that shield spot was, right here. Go and get about 5 souls. It should light up. Then we're going to go to the next one, which is just right across the death ray over here, over these stairs, and inside of the room right beside the crafting table and the launch pad. And the next one is actually beside the rocket pad. Before we go there, we're going to use these 2 urns and charge your bow above the urn. It should become electrified. Then we can shoot at this one throughout this window right here. It should be electrified after that. Then we can take this launch pad back to the clock tower, light it back on fire, and then shoot it at this bonfire. Head back to the launch pad. It should be right beside the teleporter right here. Light it up and fire it at the bonfire. Now we're going to stay here for a little bit. We're going to stay here killing zombies until we get a power-up. If you get a power-up and the launch pad does not go off, that's fine. Just try and get another one. But if you get a power-up and the rocket pad announcer should say that the rocket launch is about to begin. As soon as you hear that, you're going to go beside the switch right here, which should then turn green after a second, and then switch it and then go into the teleporter room. There will basically just be hordes of zombies coming, just kill them, electric fire. Then after that, the console right here should turn green, switch it on, and inside the teleporter will be a part for the Ragnarok. Go ahead and pick that up and return back. If bonfires are lit correctly, you can then come back to the area where we first got our arrow, insert the arrow pieces back, and then after a second, it should come back out as a fully reforged arrow. Take that back to the undercroft and insert it into this station right here. About 20 souls inside this little pyramid area right here that should go inside the arrow. And then once the arrow is glowing, insert your bow into it, and out will come your upgraded bow. Take the storm bow and then put it back in its pedestal. If you are ready to begin a step where you need to run around the map, you should be fine for this. Zombies won't spawn in. It'll just be one zombie. So save a zombie, take back the unupgraded bow, and then shoot the top of these teleporters right here. After that, you should then hear a noise. Now to begin the Wisp step. This step is timed, so keep that in mind. However, the timer isn't very threatening. So basically, you need to go check a bunch of locations, and only one Wisp will spawn in those locations. If you shoot that Wisp, it can then appear in multiple different locations. But keep this in mind. If you shoot a Wisp, it will then teleport to somewhere beside where that Wisp was. So if I shoot it inside the castle, most likely it will either teleport beside the castle or inside the castle. So keep that in mind. There's not many spawn locations, and I'm going to go over them now. On the clock in the church, on this radio beside the previous spawn in the church, the barracks right beside the church across the walkway on this clock right here, on the phone in the power room right here, on this globe in Samantha's room or the projector room inside the castle, these boxes beside the urn that we previously just charged up, underneath the previous spawn on this card tire right here, and finally beside Quick Revive on this table right here. I recommend you take the route you're seeing on screen right now, but if the wisp does not show up for you after you shot the first wisp, it's because you've gotten a glitch and the wisps are actually invisible to you. So now you cannot progress. You're going to have to end the round or just try to mess up the step or guess. Basically, you'll hear an noise and then you'll have to move on to the next round and try from the start of the round. Now, if a Widow's Rhine Grenade or Electric Cherry or you shoot at the wrong spot and that happens, then you have to start over from the next round because you'll mess up the step. So basically, just as soon as you shoot the wisp, make sure to shoot it. And if you end the round mid-step, it will also fail. So a lot of ways to fail, but once again, the time is not very bad. Just end the round. After you hear this noise, now run to the teleporter, which should now be glowing purple. If you have a rocket test, just wait. But now teleport back in time. Once you are back in time, go ahead and pick up this blue tube right here. Then take a 360 and pick up these fuses right here. Then take another 360 and look at the safe. He should then input a code, and then there should be 3 digits. Remember these digits or write them down or something, because we're going to need them later. Once you go back in time, there will be a panzer. As soon as he spawns, charge him. He should then begin floating, and then spam your normal shot. He should die, pick up the part he drops, and if the round ends, that's okay, because the panzer will no longer spawn around 12, but he'll be pushed back. Now keep in mind, the code is different for everyone, so just keep that in mind. Go to the death ray, input the fuses, then turn around, and then switch it to protect mode. Turn the death ray on, come over to this console right here, and then put in the code that you got from up to bottom. And go ahead and input this code, and then it should make a do-do-do noise. Make your way back into the teleporter room, and that same safe should now be open. Take the items out of it. Put this part right here, and then take a 360, go back over to the other part, put this part right here, and then switch it back on to destroy. Now we are going to come to this console and put the card in. This is basically Simon Says. It'll show up 4 screens. Remember these. I would remember this one as Lodder, or Lodr. So, or you can remember as whatever you want to, or you can just write it down. If you complete it correctly, it should then make a dun-dun-dun noise, and then turn around. If this thing is glowing, that means you did it right. If it is not glowing, that means you probably didn't switch into destroy mode to do it again. And hopefully that should now be glowing. Now, if you do not complete it in time, meaning you press the button in time, or if you just press the wrong button altogether, it will then make a dun noise, and then you have to retry both of them. So make sure you do it correctly. Same thing, but with different symbols. I would remember this one as Dear Lord, D-L-O-R. And after you do that, it should make the same noise. If you use the launchpad up, both of them should now be glowing, and there should be a green button at the back. If you press that, it should then launch the death ray, and a giant thing will appear in the sky, crash into the clock tower, and then crash into it, and Dempsey should come out. As well as the real device, go ahead and pick this up. We'll need it for later. Now, to get the last piece of the Ragnarok, you should activate the death ray, or you should have done this earlier. I should have told you to do so, but you should either take the launch pad beside the barracks, or the one beside the crafting bench and urn that we previously used, and take it. You should collect the part and build it at the church workbench, or the one beside the urn once again. Craft that. After you craft that, go ahead and use your bow to blow this hole open, and then use your Ragnaroks and place them down in this little cog area right here. Come back down here and activate this little console, flip the lever, and the clock should now begin working. You can go ahead and stop that clock already once the Ragnaroks is ended. Go pick the Ragnaroks back up, and now we'll use that for later. But for now, we need to begin the Wisp step once again, so go ahead and end round. Same thing, after you shoot 4 Wisps, the teleport should now glow purple. Use go back in time. Once you're back in time, insert the keycard into this console beside the Canorium, and then you should hear a bing noise, and then you can come back here and collect this little tablet for the future Keeper's step. Once you've picked that up, that's all you need for going back in time. That's the last whip step we need to do throughout this Easter egg. Kill the panzer that spawns and be careful of it. Now go back, insert the build device once you're ready to begin a soul collecting step. It's not very difficult with a storm bow, however. A ghost keep will then pop out, and then you'll need to follow it to one of 4 locations. Once it has reached that location, it should then pop out a giant sphere. Now you will need to collect souls inside of it. And you can only use your bow to collect souls. You can't use any other weapon, just your bow. Now I recommend you can spam the specialist ability, not spam it, but just hold it down. Once it ends, spam another one. And then it should kill zombies. And then once that round is ended and you've collected enough souls, he should then move on to another one. Once he's reaching this area besides spawn, you can go ahead and insert the stone that we previously collected into it, and you can just carry business as usual. On your last one, there's always a gobblegum nearby beside where you're filling up the souls at, so go and hit that and try to get the danger closest gobblegum. If you can't, that's okay. But on the last one, a guaranteed panzer will spawn in, but most of the time you'll get 2 because they'll just spawn in naturally. But if you use the strategy by just holding him up in the air with the storm bow and then spamming the storm bow, he should die rather quickly, and that will be the panzer. He's not very scary with the storm bow. So now let's go and kill him, and in the round, he should then become a red keeper and then go to the normal pyramid room. After After some quotes, the MPD will appear with a missing capsule. With that blue tube we collected earlier, go ahead and select it inside of this little missing spot. The pyramid should then open, and this is boss fight. But we are not quite ready for that yet, so we're gonna get prepared. So first up, we're gonna need the plunger. Yes, a plunger. Back to the clock tower and turn back on that lever. The clock will now begin moving. We are going to need to stop the clock directly at 9:35. What makes this hard is that we cannot see the clock, so we're gonna have to spin the lever basically just whenever we think it's about to hit it. It has to hit directly 9:35. So just wait. It will take a second, but once it gets to 9, you're just gonna wait until it gets to the 7, and then flick it, and hopefully they should both be in the middle, just like this. Lightning should then strike the clock tower, come down into the normal room, into the pyramid room, and then there should be a wisp inside of the keeper. Then you're now going to need to run around the pyramid room. It's pretty simple. Just keep running around with anti-gravity. It's okay. Then you'll get teleported into a room very quickly. Grab the plunger on the table because you will get teleported out of there rather quickly. And once you get teleported back, you will now have a plunger. Before you head into the boss fight, you will need the XM53 rocket launcher pack-a-punch, the ray gun pack-a-punch, or the death and taxes. Now, that's just the upgraded MR6, by the way. But once you have these are extremely good in the boss fight. The problem with the bow is that you have to angle it properly, but that kind of messes up sometimes. So get the ray gun, which is what I got because I tried out the MR6, but I recommend death and taxes. But bring that into the boss fight. I recommend your perks be Jug, Quick Revive, Stamina Up, and Speed Cola, or you can get Double Tap instead of Stamina Up. Cookies are absolutely not necessary in the boss fight. Don't even try for those. They're not very useful. They don't last long, so don't really waste your time with those. But you're going to also, the most important thing is the Danger Closest Gobblegum. This will make you invincible to the Panzer Blasts. We are going to destroy the Panzers, so you will no longer get stunned by the Panzers, which is awesome. So make sure you get that in the boss fight. Now, once you're ready for the boss fight with the shield and everything, go ahead, pull out your Ragnaroks, slam them on one of the 4 tiles, and then your whole team should get teleported there, but this is a solo guide. But once you're inside the boss fight, you're going to want to just train around and wait. Once a wisp appears in the middle and the keeper's in the middle, go ahead, put your Ragnaroks directly underneath him, and then he should get stunned, he should lean back, and you're going to need to fire your explosives, your XM53, your ray gun, your death and taxes at his glowing chest, directly in it, and after about 1 second, he should then take a stun and go backwards, and that's how you know you will complete this step. He will disappear, you'll be rewarded with a max ammo. Now, a ton of Panzers are going to spawn in, actually it's like 2, but you're going to want to kill one of them normally by just spamming your bow. They can't stun you or anything like that, so go ahead and spam your bow, kill one. Once you've killed one, pull out not your bow, but your other weapon, and melee the Panzer. Your plunger will take out his power core because it'll be flaming now, and take out the other Panzer that spawns in 2. There'll be 3 in total in the first round. Now, you have to kill a Panzer before you get this upgraded plunger. Now, if you fail to charge up your Ragnaroks, you have to hide behind the pillar because he will do a blast attack. So just hide behind the pillar to avoid that and just try to charge up your Ragnaroks again. Now, your danger closest will be infinitely because the rounds do not change in this boss fight, so that's good. But the boss fight really isn't that bad. The keeper itself isn't that bad. But once again, just go ahead and wait, avoid his attacks, don't kill any zombies, or at least the hellhounds. You should probably kill those guys, but that's it. Once he appears in the middle again, so your Ragnarok's directly beneath him, he will get stunned. Shoot your storm bow so you're invincible to zombies, and then fire your ray gun at his chest. Yet again, you will not get hurt by zombies because the storm bow and the ray gun will take him out again. You'll get a max ammo, and now there will be 4 Panzers that spawn in. But now there's only 2 per wave still. Kill one of the Panzers, get the plunger, melee the Panzer again. Another one will spawn in, melee him, and melee the other one as well. And then you'll get another max ammo, and for one final time, you have to just spin around, kill the hellhounds, avoid the zombies. The stormbow's pretty good at taking out things, and also the explosives are basically just like, if you get stuck in a corner, just spam your explosives. You have danger closest, you're invincible to them. But once you finally say Ragnarok's down again, shoot the absolute heck out of his chest one final time. He will then give you a back jerk, and then he will spin around in a circle, and you can spam your weapons, spam your grenades. After a second, you should get teleported back to the map. Go ahead and place the summoning key on the MPD, and then pick it back up. And then take it to the console right beside the clock tower, place it down, and then the launch sequence will be initiated, and well, the rockets will literally blow up the moon. The ending cutscene will play. After that, you'll get Perkaholic, and you should get the My Brother's Keeper achievement, as well as you should also get your first gate worm for Eisendrache, and congratulations, boys, you completed the Eisendrache Easter egg. And, yeah, but I hope this guide was useful, but now we're going to hop into the no-nonsense part of this guide. Let's go and get into it. Beat all 3 dragons to obtain the Wrath of the Ancient's bow. Then do all the steps necessary to obtain your upgraded bow. Shoot the teleporter with the Wrath of the Ancient's bow, then shoot all 4 wisps for your upgraded bow, then teleport back in time to pick up this blue tube and these fuses and get the code in the safe. Put in the fuses, switch it to protect mode, turn on the death ray, and then input the code on the computer from up to top that was on the safe. Go and collect the items in the safe now. Put these new parts inside the death ray beam right here, and then turn around and go ahead and put it in the other death ray beam. Switch it back to attack mode, and then you're going to want to input the key card into this console, and then play some Simon Says. Play Simon Says is the one beside the launch pad as well. If they're done correctly, there should be a green button. Click that on the death ray, and then Dempsey will return home and pick up the real device. In the round and shoot all 4 wisps once again, then travel back in time, insert the keycard into this console, and then you should hear a pop noise. Go to this box, there should be a little stone, pick that up. The real device on this knight's tomb right here, and then fill up all 4 soul boxes for the keeper, and once you get to this one, input the stone that we previously got into it, and you can carry business as usual. He should materialize, and then you're going to want to come on over here and input the 2 we previously got into the MPD. Once you're ready for boss fight, craft the Ragnaroks, and then just go ahead and place them on this pedestal right here to be transported to the boss fight. Once a blue wisp appears in the middle, place your Ragnaroks right underneath him, shoot your Stormbow, and then shoot him in his chest. Kill all the Panzers that spawned in, and then you're going to have to repeat the previous step. Place your Ragnaroks underneath the wisp, shoot his chest, kill all the Panzers, and then you're going to have to repeat the wisp step one more time. Place your Ragnaroks down, shoot his chest, and after a while, he should hopefully jerk back, and that will be the completion of the boss fight. Place the summoning key on it, and then pick it back up, and then go to this console, place it down, and congratulations, you have completed the Eisendrache Easter egg. I hope you enjoyed this no-nonsense guide. But boys, that's going to be it for the guide for Eisendrache. Next time should be Zetsubo no Shima. We're going to be carrying you guys hopefully all throughout Black Ops 3 with no Mega Gobblegums, hopefully. We'll see how Gorok Krovi goes, boys. But I hope you guys did enjoy it. I hope it was useful to you, and for now, peace out, fam.